Welcome back. I'm glad to see you again here at Hell in the Hallway with your host, Billy. And we're going to talk about something that I actually see a lot happen in my practice. And I mean, really, to be perfectly honest, I see these wounds as the core of what happens with people. And we're going to talk about mama wounds and daddy wounds. I'm going to start with the mother wounds first. And not because they're more severe, because they are severe, but that's not why. I just think it's important that we recognize that when we're parenting, whether that parent is absent or present, those wounds can last a lifetime, right? So let's say your mom was a very harsh mom, or a very neglectful mom, or a very emotional abusive mom, or just a mom who just really wasn't present for anything because of what was going on in her own life, right? She has her own trauma, her own tragic story, and that story can easily become your story. So one thing that can happen from a mother wound is leaving you with a bank of emotional wounds. So you're carrying around this baggage with you in every relationship that you go. And part of that baggage, when you unpack it, lack of boundaries live there, right? So if you have lack of boundaries with people, you don't really look after yourself. You tend to martyr yourself. What does that mean? That means you self-sacrifice to the point of your own destruction. I know many people who on the surface, it looks like they're really doing things for people and they're being of service, but they do it to their own detriment. But they do it, and it's the meaning why, it's the underlying reason why they do it. They do it because they're actually looking for acceptance and love. They want this person to connect with them, and they want reciprocity. They want them to do it for them too. But what happens? They tend to pick people who can't and won't do it. Why? Because the mother wound is there, right? And so they're attracted to the very thing that they were wounded by. And they're looking for the thing they were wounded by to fill their need. And it continually is a cycle that continues to happen. It's a loop, a feedback loop is what it's called, that continues to perpetuate itself and feed itself. See, the only way to make its way out of these feedback loops of pain is someone on the outside who can help you see it. See, it's hard when you're in it. You have difficulty seeing it. The other thing that we tend to do is we get with people sometimes in relationships when we have mother wounds who replicate our mom. We get someone, maybe if they're abusive, our mate's abusive. If they're overbearing, our mate is overbearing. If they are emotionally unavailable, so is your mate. And you're like, what is the deal? What is wrong with people? How come everyone is like this? And it's not true. It's not that everyone is like that. You haven't worked that out in your own psyche as it pertains to the wound you developed as a child. And see, many times you won't even see it as a wound because it just looks like normal life. We can't perpetuate the same things we were engaged in. And it's hard to see because we're not wearing the lenses of clarity. And that's what therapy allows for. It allows for a lens of clarity so you can see what wound is at work. Is it the mother wound? Is it the daddy wound? What wound is at work here? When I was in 6th grade, when I learned I needed glasses, I really should have some now, is when I learned. And my mother asked me to read this sign. And I said, Mom, can't nobody read that? That's too far away from me. And she said, Billy, you need glasses. And I was shocked. When I finally went to the eyeglass store and they had me, they do a little lens. Can you see this? Is this one better? Is that one better? When I finally got my glasses and I went outside, I will never forget that day. Keep in mind, I was about 12 or 13 years old. The world became crisp. It was so clear. See, I thought that blurriness I was experiencing, that is what the world looked like. I didn't know any better because I had never seen anything different. See, sometimes you have no idea of your lack of clarity until someone gives you a different pair of lenses. Thanks again for tuning in. Allow yourself to wear a different pair of lenses. Get some clarity. And don't forget, it's just not about destination, It's also about revelation. Stay tuned to part 2, the daddy wound.